keeping everything even. You go ahead and you're going to notch the top of it. Now you have your left and your right pieces. You can still draw this vertical line across here, and you're doing this so you're centering your pattern. It just gives you a better idea of where your pattern's being centered. When you're centering a motif, it gives you a better idea. So there you have your left and your right side all done. Now you just need your center scallop. Now if you recall, this pattern 60 inches, we're making a 15-inch scallop, 15-inch scallop, and then the center larger one is 30 inches. Now if you recall, I said that we're using 12 inches for the pleat. And I put 4.5 inches on this side. 4 inches plus a ½ inch sewing allowance. So on this piece, you have to make up the difference. You have to have 8.5 inches. 8.5 and 4.5 is 13. By the time you sew it, it's going to be 12 inches. So we're going to go ahead. Hope I didn't lose you on that. And go ahead and mark off our 8.5 inches. And then our center scallop, we said it's going to be 30 inches. And then 8.5 inches on this side. Then we cut this side off, throw away the piece. I'm using this piece as my top, so once again I'm going to put my pleating notches here, and I'm also going to put a notch. Remember, this pleat here is 12 inches, 8.5 inches over here, but I'm going to put a notch at 6 inches right here. That's half of my 12, and right here. That tells me that just tells me where my pleat's going to, center of my pleat, right there. Now again, our short point on this valance is 16 inches. We're adding a ½ inch to it for sewing allowance. So that would be 17. So we're going to cut away 17 inches on each side of this. go ahead and cut that waste off. I'm going to take our fabric, fold it in half. We're putting our notch to notch, so we're working with half of the pattern. And we're going to go ahead and shape that. If you're not comfortable with just freehanding this, I'd say take a string and just take the string and just kind of do a line there and just follow the line if that's what you need to do. And this is the pattern, and by the way, we want to make sure we're at 19 inches here. I do this all day long, so it's fairly easy for me to make a scallop. Now let's see how we did. There's my scallop. Now we're going to go ahead and put this together. This is this side of it, and here's your 1/2 inch sewing allowance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this and pretend it's my sewing. But when you're ready to sew this together, that's what you would be doing. You'd be putting it face to face, and you'd be sewing it. I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to sew it. You know, YouTube only gives you 10 or 15 minutes each segment. I'm just going to staple it. Okay, so that's what my pleat would look like right here. There's my center marks. That's how I'm hiding my seam. So I'm going to be coming over here, like so. That's that. This is my half pleat, which is 6 inches. The center ones are 12 inches. And I'm going to come over here. Okay, that's that. Move it down to the other side. As you can see that. See, there's my pleat and there's my seam offset. There's my notch for the 6 inches. Now this is already 12 inches because I stapled it there. And this one comes over to hide my seam. Like so. And there's my return. That's my return, my 3 scallops. You can't quite see that. Quick staple. And there you have it. That's what that would look like. Get it all straight here. Very easy pattern to make. Takes very little fabric, and it'll look elegant in your house. As you can tell from our office, it's a very nice pattern. And that's how you make it. Now, I'm just going to bring you one other point. If you notice my other pattern, I've got these crosshairs, kind of. So I'm just going to bring a fabric out. I'm going to turn this fabric this way so you can see it. This is like an oriental type fabric. So the reason why you want to make this in 3 sections is exactly you want to pull a picture when you're doing it. You don't want to overall. So when we talk about having 3 sections, this one being the center, you see I've got this X'd. And then your left and right side, I've got this scallop X'd. And the reason why I do that is if I were to make this pattern with this fabric, I would want to take every little part. I want to center like this piece right here with this guy with the umbrella on here. And I'd want to make that a focal point on one scallop. So then I would be taking my pattern, I'd be laying it out. There's my center line. So I'd be centering it and then eyeballing the guy's head and see what part of him I want into my scallop. And then I'd go ahead and lay it out, and that would create one picture. And then the other 2 I would make other focal points. So in other words, this gentleman right here, he would be another one, and perhaps this guy right here. So that's what you want to do when you're making a valance. You want to make it interesting. You don't want to have an overall. You really want to center something. You know, really make a statement with it. And that's what we try to do here at Factory Direct Window Treatments. So good luck with your projects, and I hope that helps you to make a nice pleated, tailored look in your house. Thanks, Scott Weaver at Factory Direct Window Treatments.